Shalom everybody and welcome back to Insights in Likutey Halakhot, or the actual learning of Likutey Halakhot, section Orach Chaim, the laws of Birkat Hoda'ah, once again, the laws of blessings of Thanksgiving, Birkat HaGomel, discourse number 6. We are still in paragraph 25, almost finished, the 10th section of this paragraph 25. We are dissecting from the lens of Rav Nosson, who's giving us a perspective based on Likutey Moharan lesson 24, along with lesson 23 of part 2 of Likutey Moharan. And Rav Nosson is giving us a deeper and practical dimension to the feud, the conflict, the struggle, the battle, and the discussion between the angel of Eisav and Yaakov when they were wrestling, okay? And it is very important how Rav Nosson is explaining the behind the scenes meaning behind what was happening. And from that perspective, we can then understand what the sages teach, what Rashi quotes, to understand it better. The first thing we have to understand is, just to go back, that Yaakov was wrestling with the angel. Let's take a look at the verse again. So we need to look at the verse always. This is Bereshit, Parshat Vayishlach, chapter 32, verse 32. Vayomer, so when the angel saw that Yaakov was having the upper hand, Vayomer shalecheni ki Allah hashachar. The angel said to Yaakov, let me go, because Yaakov, the Zohar says that the angel of Eisav, his power, his dominion of rulership and authority is at nighttime. When it comes alot hashachar, it's weakened. And Yaakov's strength is during the day. So he has the upper hand now. So the angel, according to the Zohar, is saying, Shalecheni, let me go, ki Allah shachar. Because the shachar, as dawn has arisen, like we explained in the last classes, that he wants to take off. The Jews are happy now. It's a time when, in Jewish tradition, Jewish law, the ideal time for the morning prayer is to start getting ready at dawn to pray at Netz. The morning star, the morning light, the shining of the morning light. And that's a time when anyways the Jews have a simcha in the day, before they start their day. So the angel says, this is not shayach to me, this doesn't apply to me. My job is to come and make them down, to feel them down. So now they're happy, okay, it's a time of happiness, I'll leave, I'll take off, and I'll come back to when they're finished and make them sad again. And anyways, I have to go up to do my part, to sing before God in simcha, because even the angel of Eisav, yes, Uncle Sam, Samael, we don't say his name, he also has a simcha in what he's doing to bring us down. He's praising Hashem also, and that's the morning star. Also, the angels sing, fine. So he wants to leave. So he's saying Shachen ki ala shachar. Now we're going to get into this part of the verse. Vayomer lo ashalechacha ki im berachtani. Yaakov said to the angel, I will not leave you ki im berachtani, unless and until you bless me. So the Zohar, this is Parshat Tazria on the Zohar, page 45a, if you want to look it up. The wording of the Zohar shows, the wording of the Pasuk shows what Rashi says. What does Rashi say? On the words, I will not leave you until you bless me. So Rashi says, quoting the sages, Hodali ala brachot sheberchani avi. I want you to confess, to agree to admit, admission, to agree to the blessings that my father Yitzchak blessed me. I want you to agree to them. She'esav me'arer alein, and that Eisav now, the reason why Eisav is running after me to kill me, because he's jealous and upset of the blessings that he sold to me. He sold me the birthright. So what do you want? And no, he's still upset, Eisav. It's mine, it's mine, it's mine. Okay? So we have a few questions that Rav Nosson is going to help clarify. What does Yaakov care about the admission of the angel of Eisav to the blessings that Yaakov got from Yitzchak? If you got the brachot, what are you worried about? Why does it bother you that the angel of Eisav, he has to agree to the blessings? What do you need that? He's an angel. He's an angel. What do you want from him? It's Hashem who decides at the end of the day. And Hashem gave power to the blessings of Yitzchak. He inherited it from Avram. Hashem gave to Avram, power of blessings. Avram gave that over to Yitzchak, and Yitzchak gave it over to Yaakov. Okay, so Hashem is in the picture. Why do we care so much about the angel? This is what Rav Nosson is going to go into. Okay, the angel, his mission, his job, the angel of Eisav, his job is to make the Jewish people fall into sadness and depression. There are times, like everybody, there are happy times. There are times of happiness in life. And at those times where it's justified and makes sense to be happy, so the Yetzer Hara, the angel of Eisav, he won't go out of his way to get you then. He'll give you some leeway to be happy at times because there's a strong energy when there's a happy time where everybody's happy. So he's not going to come in bud. If there's a wedding or there's a simcha, bar mitzvah, or, like in this case, the time for davening every day is considered a time of happiness, fixed, etched in history, etched in the day, is Alot HaShachar, is a time of simcha for the Jewish people. Whether they're sleeping in, or whether they're not davening yet, or whether they're davening, everybody goes through this time of simcha. It's yours, it's a gift. And because of that, the angel of Eisav doesn't interfere then. When does he interfere? When you're out of that stage, and you're like a no zone, limbo zone, in an in-between parv area. That's where he wants to bring you down to sadness. Where you have the option to be happy or sad, he comes in to try to pull you down to be sad. And it's this Rabbi Nachman teaches in his lesson in part 223, that this is the main thing. The main thing in life is to be happy when it's difficult to be happy. When it's hard, to find happiness. Because if you look in life, most people, they say, if I had X, Y, Z, if I had A, B, C, D, then I would be happy. I don't have it, so I can't be happy. If I was able to wake up on time and daven, then I would pray with more simcha. But look at my prayer, it's like waste, it's so late and I'm upside down. So I'll just say the words blah, 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 no simcha, let me just get it over with. Okay? This is a test that comes up again and again, where people say, if only I had this and this and this, then I would be happy. Then I can serve Hashem b'simcha. And the answer is no. Hashem didn't create the world for that. That if it was X, Y, Z, A, B, C, then you'd be happy and you could serve Hashem b'simcha. Hashem didn't create the world for that. Hashem created the world for what you're going through, your status quo, your difficulties, your gloomy life existence, the times of your life that are gloomy, that are in between, and you have a scale to balance it to be sad, which unfortunately under the domain of Eisav and the angel of Eisav is the majority of the cases. But even so, the angel of Eisav manages to tip people to be more gloomy and sad instead of happiness. It's there that Hashem wants you to find any way, like I say over and again, to flip the world, to flip the table, to find a way to put simcha into those times. That's why Hashem created the world. He didn't create the world that everything's perfect and then you can serve Hashem b'simcha. Ivdu Hashem b'simcha is when there's no simcha. In fact, there's just the opposite, and transforming it into simcha. That's the goal. Okay? So it's one thing that the Jewish people, like Alot HaShachar, like Rav Nosson said, it's a time when the Jewish people, normal people, the majority of Jewish people in the world who are observant and fulfilling the Torah, they wake up at around Alot HaShachar to daven early in the morning, especially in the winter time. It's easier to do that. Everybody's davening nets. Even some people, they have to get to work on time. They daven even before nets. But after Alot HaShachar, of course. Sorry. So, Alot HaShachar is a time, generally, of simcha. Okay? So, the Yetzer Hara, he takes off. He takes off then. That's why the angels telling Yaakov, leave me, I have to go. Ki ala Alot HaShachar, two things. On one hand, I have to praise Hashem, but also, this is not my domain. The Jews are happy anyway, so it's not my time to target. My time to target is when they're after doing very happy events, and then it's like parv, in between neutral, then to attack them and to bring them down. And that's where our avodah is to be b'simcha. So Yaakov, he's forcing the angel to agree to the blessings of Yitzchak. Why does he want the admission, the agreement of the angel of Eisav? You, whose job is to attack with sadness and everything, I want you specifically to agree to the blessing, meaning that your sadness now, I put it into the blessing. And what is blessing? We're going to see now inside, soon, with these upcoming paragraphs in this lesson. Bracha is simcha. So basically, Yaakov forcing the angel to admit to the blessings that he got from Yitzchak is the idea of transforming the sadness itself into simcha. It's one thing, times of happiness and times of sorrow. Rav Nosson is saying no. We have to transform the time of sorrow into happiness also. It's not, okay, there's the time to happy, the times to be gloomy. No, the times to be gloomy, it's your job to transform that into simcha. That's why you came to this world. To turn that into simcha. That's the bracha. So with that introduction, we can now understand better what Rav Nosson is saying. Okay? So Rav Nosson says like this. Ve'al ken, amar lo Yaakov. Therefore now we understand what Yaakov said to the angel. Lo, like we just said, we saw in the verse 27. Lo ashalechacha v'chule. Sorry, I will not send you until you bless me. So we have to explain, I forgot to mention. Berachtani, the Zohar says in Tazria, is past tense. Because if now Yaakov was wanting for the angel to bless him now, give me a new bracha, so the wording should have been, Lo asha lechacha ki im tevarecheni, that you should bless me now. Berachtani means my blessing from the past. What do you mean blessing from the past? This is where Rashi says that I want you, the angel, to agree on the blessings that I received already from Yitzchak, from the past. I want you, the sadness, Mr. Sadness and Depression, which is your job, to agree to them, to throw you into the bracha. Hoda'ah, it's two things there, to admit, and also Hoda'ah is also rooted in the word to give thanks. Thanksgiving of joy. I want you, the angel of Eisav, to give thanksgiving, to be a part of the brachas that I got from Yitzchak, that you, Mr. Sadness and Depression, should also admit to it and give thanks for it. And that way, my children will always have a leverage to turn sadness and depression. And it won't be, oh, I'm in galut, oh, I'm in a bad situation, and there's no other alternative than to be sad. No. There should always be an option for my descendants, the children of Jacob, that they can or interpret the situation as sadness or in a positive vein. And not to say like most people, oh, there's nothing to do, en malasot, nothing to do, so I have every excuse to be sad. And anyways, people are, it's the tendency of people is to be sad, so I'm just going to go with the flow and I have a justification. No, I can always find a way out. It doesn't have to be like that. This is what Yaakov is trying to get. He's trying to get the angel to bend so that there's always an option for the Jewish people to find a way out of sadness. And no, okay, there's nothing to do, you're stuck, you have to be sad, you have to be frustrated, you have to be in futility and in despair. No, there has to be an opening. That's what Yaakov is after. That's what he succeeded in doing. And that's what we have until now. Even the situations which seem there's no choice. It's only to do bad. It's only to go to the domain of bad. And malasot, you can't do anything about it. No. That's why Yaakov forced the angel to agree in order to have a leverage and an opening for his descendants that they, yes, have an option. It doesn't have to be like this. Who says? You guys say, I'm under your jurisdiction. The evil tries to convince you, yes, you're under our jurisdiction, and you have no say in the matter, and you have to be sad now. No, I have a say in the matter to get out of this. And I can't, so I cry to Hashem until he opens my eyes to find the opening, the door. Okay, let's see inside. Lo ashalechacha, I won't send you until you bless me, berachtani, like we said. That's what the Zohar says, berachtani, in the past. That's what Rashi is built on, that you should admit to the blessings that I got already. Because you, angel, even though you're a bad angel, but you also sing to Hashem, you also have your simcha of praising Hashem. You want to go up above in the heavens and to say their shira over there, okay? In a domain where there's only happiness. There's no challenges of sadness in the shechakim, like we said in the last class, the schok, the joy, the laughter of the angels. That's their domain. Okay? There's only happiness. There's no difficult tests and scenarios that I have situations where I go into sadness and have to get up. No, everything there is happy, everything's beautiful, everything's fine and dandy, and there's no test there. That's the domain of the angels, okay? That's why they're happy technically, but it's not true simcha. Okay? Shei bechinat simcha. You guys, you want to sing shira, praise songs to Hashem up there, that's the idea of simcha. Ubechan bezeh olam. But down here, in this earth, this world, you want to throw my children, my descendants, into sadness and depression? You want to do that? You just take off, you're having fun, and the Jews there, who cares about them? Let them fall into despair. Okay? And when you, the angel, Mr. Angel of Eisav, you see that now it's dawn, which is anyways a time of happiness. Anyways, you have no say in that time. It's a time when normal Jews, normal standard religious observant Jews, mitgabrim, they work on themselves with joy of the mitzvot to grab their talit and tefillin to daven the morning prayers. So you take off. It's a time to be happy anyways. I'm not here. That's not my domain. Right? And so you take off as if to say, I'm not going to stay here at all. I'm not going to be here because for them, am sadness and depression. And they're happy anyways. So I have no room to be here. So Rav Nosson adds, Lo chen hadavar. No, it's not going to be like that. I'm going to keep you here even against your will. Even it's a time for us to be happy. And you're not happy about that. You want to go up to be happy, to sing Shira, praises to Hashem up there. Because I, Yaakov, am grabbing you, the angel, against your will. And I don't leave you until you bless me. You, sadness and depression, which is what your representation is, you agree to the brachot, shehi bechinat simcha, because the brachot that Yaakov got from Yitzchak are the aspect of blessing. And I want you, Mr. Sadness and Depression, to agree to the blessing, which is the idea of transforming the sadness and depression into simcha. So bracha, Yaakov said, I'm not leaving you. And he didn't say until you make me happy. Until berachtani, until you agree to the blessings, which means you're blessing also. Because the blessings are the concept of simcha. B'ezrat Hashem, the next class we'll continue to see how is bracha itself connected to joy. B'ezrat Hashem. If you have any questions or what we spoke about, feel free to reach out to me by WhatsApp. My number is +1. It's an American number, 732-800-1863. One more time, 732-800-1863. Shalom, and thank you for joining.